What matter brings you to the Speaker of Cav Dineville?
Need a lift?
Having retrieved the artifact which will put Vaya's soul back into his body, you must now actually find Vaya's body to use it. After being attacked by the elder evil cult's minions at the dwarf settlement, Kelvin's Cairn, you follow a lead on their hideout to the great dwarven city of Mithril Hall. Mithril Hall is a major hub of industry and wealth, but sometimes has run-ins with the terrifying things that live deep below them in the Underdark, including the dark elves known as Drow. Though a few Drow seek to flee their evil society and wicked deity Lolth, there is much distrust between the refugees. During another close call with the authorities, you meet Tordek, the commander of Mithril Hall's garrison, and his rather stuffy wizard friend, Fengir. They eventually give you a team and resources to infiltrate the cult's secret hideout in the Underdark so that you might retrieve Vaya's body. As you are getting ready to head out, though, you overhear a heated conversation with Tordek and a drow you do not recognize.
Please, Tordek. Please, just a couple of your fighters. Even just one will be such a boon to help us home.
I'm sorry, Althea. I sympathize with your plight, but the city might as well be under siege right now. I need every soldier here.
I'm sorry, stranger, but I'm in the middle of something.
I heard. Mind if I ask what the problem is?
It's a family matter. Some of my brothers and sisters are trying to escape Menzoberranzan and live with me here in Mithril Hall. It's a long and perilous road, though. They only know part of the way, and the Underdark is even more dangerous now than it usually is.
Which is really saying something, and a big part of why I cannot condone sending any of my soldiers down there for any reason other than ensuring the city's safety. Besides, from what I know of Lolth, the jealous deity will send hunters and soldiers after your family and kill anyone who gets in the way.
Could I help? I'm a decent fighter, and I'm not one of Mithril Hall's soldiers, so I can go wherever I like.
I suppose I have nothing against it. You'll be taking your life into your own hands, but from what you've told me, that isn't unfamiliar to you.
Why would you help, though? You don't even know me.
Anyone should have the right to leave their home if they want to, and I'm going into the Underdark anyhow. Might as well go with a partner to watch my back while I get a better feel of the dangers there.
That is quite kind, and I promise that I will repay that kindness once my family is safely in Mithril Hall and away from Lolth's servants. So, do my siblings have permission to enter the city?
They do. But I will remind you again how much work all of you will have to do to earn our trust. You will all be under observation for years and not given full civilian privileges right away. Even after the vetting process, even for years after they legally become residents, you will all likely be treated with suspicion and perhaps even hostility.
After these last 12 years, I would know that better than you, Tordek.
Right. I'm sorry. I just want to remind you of what it was like when you first got here and say that the treatment might be even worse. I wish it was otherwise, but we found spies and assassins among Drow refugees before. A group of Drow coming together from Menzoberranzan will raise more eyebrows than your solo arrival did.
I know, and they do too. But anything is better than living in that treacherous, miserable city.
Alright then. You have my permission and my blessing. Please be careful out there, though.
I will be. Thank you, Tordek.
Katra, a moment please. A word of warning. I trust Althea, as she has done more for both me and Mithril Hall than your average dwarf, but her family, they are strangers. Do not be cruel to them, but be careful. The Drow that live under Lolth's influence are some of the most capable liars and assassins in the world, and family means little more than a political affiliation to most denizens of Menzoberranzan. Now go, keep Althea safe.
No way! Excuse me, but is something the matter? Eh? A human? Oh, don't see many of your kind around here. What makes you say something's the matter? Well, you're talking to yourself kind of heatedly. Something about someone coming home? Well, if you're being nosy about it, maybe you could help me. My older brother's been missing for a couple months now, and that layabout, Tordek, stopped sending search parties for him. Says my brother's dead, but I'll believe that when I see the body. Besides, I haven't seen any of these search parties myself. How do I know Tordek's actually sent anyone? You think he's lying about that? I think it's a possibility. My brother was trying to become the king's next advisor, since the one we have now is a bit long in the tooth, if you know what I mean. Lots of people would want the king's ear. I wouldn't be surprised if Tordek didn't want the competition for influence. Or maybe someone else bribed him into sweeping the investigation under the rug. Now that my brother's gone, though, people are starting to come up with nasty rumours about him. So what do you want me to do about it? You're an outsider, so you don't have a stake in any of this political nonsense. If you're the one looking, I don't need to worry so much about you feeding me lies. Best place for you to start would be talking to Oleg. He's a guard and friend of mine. He was on the duty roster when those supposed search parties went out, but he's been avoiding me ever since. Maybe you can get him to talk, though. Say Brindle sent you, and remind him that he owes me a favour. Right, I'll see what I can do, but no promises. 2 months is a long time to be missing. I know, but even if he is dead, I want to know how all this happened. Put the rumours to rest. Might be paranoid, but I'd swear more people are looking at me funny every day.
My family has agreed to meet near a volcanically active spot near the city, since they know how to get there and are confident that they can slip past the resident monsters on their own. We'll rendezvous with them there and fight off anything that tries to stop or eat us on the way back, okay? Let's get going. Did you hear some...
Katra? Katra, listen to me. You have to resist them. Katra, we need to get out of here. Now! Katra!
Everyone out! The other mind flayers will have felt the one controlling you die and know you're free now. Run! Get out while you can! Katra, come on. I know the way out. That was not part of the plan. I'm sorry. I couldn't stop them from taking you when they attacked. I never would have had a chance, so I hid and followed them until there was a chance to get you out.
It's not your fault. Thank you for saving me. I really don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't.
You're welcome. We agreed to watch out for each other down there, and I'm not about to abandon the one person who was willing to risk themselves for me and my family. I learned better than that even before I escaped Loth. Do you think you're okay to travel? I don't know how disorienting or painful being under a mind flayer's influence is, so just tell me if we need to find somewhere to lay low for a time.
I'm fine. Just rattled is all. Let's go get your family.
They're not here. We must have arrived first. We will wait for a time.
Why do you and your siblings want to move to Mithril Hall so badly anyhow? Tordek made it sound like it would be really hard to make a life for yourselves there.
It will be, but it's far better than staying in Menzoberranzan. The city is ruled by priestesses who worship Lolth. She and her followers promote ambition and cunning above all other qualities, so betrayals are a way of life down there. Political maneuvering, murder, theft, sabotage, every perverse scheme you can imagine is a part of the culture there.
How do you escape Menzoberranzan by yourself?
I almost didn't. Everyone is always watching each other down there, so it's hard to find a chance to disappear. However, one day, I went to oversee the destruction of a nest of hook horrors well outside the city. I saw a chance to escape, so I collapsed the tunnel and ran. It was everything I could do to survive the Underdark by myself, and Lolth always knows when one of her children turns against her and sends assassins to hunt down traitors. I got to Mithril Hall just ahead of House Vandry's killers, and I suspect they would still slay me if they got the chance.
How long will we stay here?
Not very. I'm hesitant to stay anywhere in the Underdark for too long, especially if House Vandry is already pursuing my siblings. Hopefully they haven't been delayed too long. Then again, when anything goes wrong, I tend to feel a little...
Get draw! Bing bad draw!
Katra! They said something about bringing back Drow. Katra, I think... I knew it! Servants of Lolth! Those monsters must have been their servants, but the ogre ruined the ambush by charging in early. Those drow, though, they were wearing the emblem of House Vandry, my house. They must be here to take my siblings back. But if they're out here and my family isn't, either they knew about the meeting and were waiting for me, or my family hasn't made it here yet. Not pleasant options. We have to find my siblings and flee. Come on. There they are. Katra, in the middle. Help them. Colosial, Elnavier, Ivelios, Quilanthe. I'm so happy you're all safe.
Sister, we were frightened for you. When the soldiers found us, we thought for certain that you had been taken too.
They tried, and it was close. But come on, we must fly, lest more of your pursuers find us here.
Agreed. Our reunion can wait. Lead the way.
Katra, you go ahead. Make sure there isn't anyone waiting for us while I get everyone on their feet again.
Right. you doing?
It seems fairly obvious to me.
This is not your business, human. Return to your surface world, unless you wish to be dragged back to Menzoberranzan alongside this one here before we sacrifice her to Lolth for her sins.
The older sister, Felosio, seems almost ecstatic to have Althea in her clutches, and you get the sense that she'll enjoy being the one to execute her. The others, however, are less enthusiastic, seeming more stoic or resigned to the task. The younger brother in particular looks pained by the sight of his sister Althea brought so low. Still, even if they are unwilling, there is every chance that a slip on your part could result in them all swooping in to attack you.
Why would you do this? Althea was trying to help you. Help us? If she wanted to help us, she never would have left. It's bad enough for a house when any of its members defect, but to lose one of House Vandry's leading priestesses? It could spell our doom! She's a priestess of Lolth? Didn't mention that, did she? Well, she was. Nearly every female is, but she was in line to be the next ruler of House Vandry. Because of her, though, our house has lost Lolth's favor. Without her favor, most of our magics do not work, and every rival house now has an excuse to wipe us out. They could find a weakness in our defenses any day, and if we do not bring this traitor back and sacrifice her to appease Lolth, all of our house will burn. She has risked everything to help you escape that place. This is your chance, perhaps your only chance, to be free of Lolth and all of the intrigue and backstabbing. Althea has been happier living with the dwarves than she ever was in House Vandry, and she wants to share that with you. Please, come with us. You'll be safe. None of Lolth's servants will be able to touch you in Mithril Hall. You presume too much, whelp. As if we would ever choose to live with such lowly creatures as dwarves, or abandon the Lady of Spiders. Sister, the human is right. If we take Althea back now, we will never be free of Lolth.
Whoever said that I wanted to be free of her?
Then you would prefer to live your whole life always watching over your shoulder, waiting for an ally, or even your own mother to betray and kill you?
That conflict is what made the Drow of Menzoberranzan strong. It is what keeps us sharp and gives us the keenest edge over those soft, stupid dwarves and surface dwellers.
Maybe, but Althea and this one still fought through a dozen other drow to reach us. Maybe their way doesn't mean weakness.
Their way means blasphemy!
You're right, it does.
Good. I'm glad that you have seen your mistake. Your punishment for your impudence will be less severe than it might have been.
I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I'd rather live a life of weakness and peace than one of power and pain. I'm going with Althea, and none of you are going to stop us. Are you okay? Can you walk?
Yes. Paralyzing venom. It's wearing off.
Althea, I am so sorry. I thought it was the only way. The other drow at home, they've been hunting us, waiting for a chance to invade the house, and I've seen so many who tried to escape brought back in chains and sacrificed to Lolth. I should have had faith in you.
I understand. Lolth keeps us in line by turning us against each other, using our fear and greed.
But I thought I was different, and I still betrayed you and nearly got you killed. I don't expect you to ever forgive me, and I understand if I'm no longer welcome in Mithril Hall, but if you'll let me, I'll do everything I can to prove my sincerity. I want nothing more to do with Lolth, Menzoberranzan, or House Vandry.
I believe you. We should go. No telling if more are coming, and, well, there is nothing left for us here. Goodbye, Felocial. I wish the ending could have been different.
Althea, are you certain that you're all right? We should rest if you're hurt. So, what is Mithril Hall like? What should we do once there?
Talk to the dwarves, find a job for you, and try to live quietly. That's all. Don't get ahead of yourself.
there? What happened? You said that 4 of your siblings were coming back with you.
Things got complicated. My sister betrayed me, and I just want to go home.
Oh, my dear girl. I am sorry. We will get you and your family back safely inside and begin settling them in.
Thank you. I suppose I should be thanking you too. I know you saved me, but you still... what you did to Felocial. My head understands that it was necessary, but my heart still bleeds. It doesn't make sense, but that is simply the way it is. Hopefully someday I will be able to look at you without seeing my sister's last moments, but it will take some time. I am grateful. It's just hard to express that right now. Please, take your reward. I've a lot to think about. Goodbye.
Do you think she's going to be okay?
No, not for some time. But she is home, and she is safe, and she is with friends. Hopefully that will be enough to see her through.
Didn't expect her to pay us with one of Thesserai's missing cards, though. Maybe she pulled it off of her sister after the fight. Can't blame her for not wanting it.
Ah, Katra. If you have some time, I'd like to talk about hiring you for a little job.
And what would that little job involve?
I need a particular type of mushroom for a potion that I'm working on. They could be found in something of a mushroom forest down in the Underdark, but, well, if I'm being candid, I would probably get eaten or find some other horrible fate if I went down there myself. You, however, seem quite capable when it comes to handling monsters in the wilderness. So you go in, fetch the mushroom I need, and I'll reward you upon your return. Sound fair?
Yeah, might as well.
Excellent. I look forward to your return.
So what does it look like?
Oh, you'll know it when you see it. Tends to stand out.
Hail! How might I be of service?
Brindle sent me to ask about her missing brother. She thinks that you might know something, or at least where to look.
Oh, he'll matter help me. I told her to give it up. That Birnig's gone.
She's still looking for closure either way. She said to remind you of some sort of favor you owe her too?
She can't ever just let things slide, can she? Always keeping a tally. All right, how's this sound? We've got a few monsters crawling around these here aquifers, and I was sent to help clear 'em out. There are a lot more than we'd expected, though, and my backup is hours late. You help me get rid of the monsters, and I'll tell you what I know. Though Brindle's not gonna like what she hears.
Okay, I'll help. I could use some exercise anyhow.
No, that's the spirit. Come on then, let's have a bit of fun, shall we? Finally! Thanks for the hand. I don't know if I could have managed that all on my own. At least not with...
Glad to help. Now, about Brindle's brother.
Listen. She's got it in her head that there weren't ever any search parties looking to begin with. Not sure where she got that idea from, but there were. Except they weren't search parties, and it was before Bjernig ran off. Tordek had actually ordered him arrested, but didn't say for what. The king approved it, though, so he did as we were told. Wanted it done quietly, so he had some of his soldiers try to grab him while he was still in the castle. I wasn't there, but he apparently escaped and ran off, ended up going into the Underdark to get away. More searches were sent to bring him back, but they never found him. And if he ever tried to come back into the city, there's a standing order to arrest him. We were supposed to keep that quiet, but you can't keep a secret with that many people involved. I bet Brindle's heard some snips and pieces of it by now. Probably what has her up in arms again.
Is there anything else you can tell me?
Nothing, really. Not even trying to be secretive. That's just all I know. You ask me, though, he was a thinker, not a fighter. He was probably eaten down there in the tunnels within minutes. Although apparently they lost him somewhere high up in the nasty lakes, if that makes a difference.
Well, thanks anyway. I'm down in the Underdark a fair amount, so I'll keep an eye out for him. Or whatever's left of him.
Good luck, but I wouldn't hold me breath.
The inscription reads, I, Bearnig of Mithril Hall, leave these words as testament to my fate. Whoever reads this, know that I have been betrayed by Tordik, commander of the garrison. I had pressed for a way to strengthen our defences, but the petty, fickle coward refused the proposal and tried to have me arrested. He pursued me through these tunnels, wounded me, and left me to die down here. If you are a friend of the dwarfs, I hid a box in a nearby putrid lake. Retrieve and return it to my home so that... The inscription ends abruptly.
He was unable to finish his message.
But the important parts are there. Did Tordek seem like the type of person to betray someone or make a power grab?
No, but people change when power and competition are involved. It is impossible to say how he might have acted outside of this accusation we have read.
Bjernig certainly seemed confident in his estimation, enough so that he spent his dying moments cursing the commander.
Anger and despair can likewise change a person. I would treat these words with some suspicion. They are far from unbiased.
Fair. Well, let's see what he left in the lake. Just hope I don't have to swim in that mess to get it. Is it just me, or does it look like something was dragged out of the mud there?
I see it too, and I think that you are correct. There are tracks leading from the water too.
Do you think it's Bjernig's box?
This seems as good a lead as any.
It's worth a shot, I guess.
After checking for traps and other hazards, you carefully open the lid of the box. The inside seems to be perfectly dry, and sitting atop a stack of notes and papers is a glowing talisman. Before you can further inspect it, the runes on it brighten just before the item cracks and bursts apart in a spray of dust.
That item was infused with energy from the abyss.
Do you think the rocks were charging it or something?
No. This area looks more like a summoning circle, and I see no craftsman's tools. Nor do I think rocks would be capable of such a task. Chances are that this belonged to Bjernig.
Give me a minute.
Skimming through the notes in this box, they seem to focus on the methods of summoning, controlling, and making deals with demons and devils. The annotations on the side occasionally mention places in Mithril Hall, though you do not know why. You tuck them into your bag, unsure of what you have found.
I think that we had best speak with Tordek.
I was trying to avoid that in case Brindle was right and he's done something wrong, but this makes me think we need to hear his side of things.
There, that looks like what the dwarf was it described.
Gotta say, this has actually been one of the easier jobs we've taken on. Wish more of them could be like... Oh, disgusting.
We got lucky. Those spores might have been toxic, but you are still standing.
They still might have been. We should hurry back, just in case I start to get sick. Vire, am I imagining things? Or is this cave starting to look different?
No, Katra, it is not just you. Perhaps you had best find...
What is that?
I do not know.
It sounds like people. I'm going to check it out. That's Xeric! What's he doing here? Hang on, I'm coming!
Katra! Help me!
Get away from him! No! No, no, no! You'll pay for that! Xeric. I can't believe he was here, and then he... What if that's the rest of the villagers? We have to help them!
Yes, but something is strange. Why are they here?
Help us! Please! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Katra! Mom! Dad! Please, stop! Don't hurt them! I'll kill you for this!
Katra, why? Why weren't you here?
Neri! Stay with me. What's happening?
You weren't here.
No!
I am sorry, Katra. You did what you could.
And it wasn't enough. I was here, and it didn't matter. Everyone's gone again. Why? Why didn't it make a difference?
Katra, please. I understand that you are upset, and you have every right to be, but we are still in danger and cannot afford to have you acting out of rage or despair.
Vair? Vair? What's happening? Vair! Talk to me! What the? How did I get... Vair, what happened?
There you are. I was wondering when you'd get back.
Dad?
I need you to run over to the Guilfords across town. They said they'll have payment for those chairs I made them.
Dad, how are you alive? I just saw you and Mom. The Starspawn. Where's Mom? What's happening? Katra, you don't need to make such a big racket. And what's this about us dying? Were you dreaming and woke up too quickly? Oh, you used to have the most vivid dreams as a kid. No, I'm not dreaming. Well, I saw it, though. I was fighting to try to save you and the other villagers, but I...
Take a breath. It's fine. You can see that nothing's happened. Then again, nothing ever happens here. Must be a nice change after all that time with Vair in your head. But still, if you could get that money for me, I'd really appreciate it. My back and knees are giving me grief, and I want to make a serious dent in the commissions I'm working on today.
Okay. I love you too. We love you too, honey. Just be back soon if you want to have any dinner. What? Is this... I don't understand. Vair, can you hear me?
I never get tired of views like this.
Thesarai, what are you doing here? Did you do this? Are you teleporting me around?
Kid, we walked here. Getting elevation sickness or something? Not that high up. Look at all of that, though. The whole wide world laid out at our feet. Anything we can see, we can investigate. Anywhere that catches our eye becomes a destination. Or, well, more for you, I guess. I'm still stuck in Candlekeep. How do you like the adventuring life, though? Dangerous, to be sure, but the freedom seems to suit you. And you've made more money than I expect you ever even dreamed of while growing up in that tiny village.
Listen, I'm very confused right now. Something's happening and I don't know why, or how I got here, or... I can't hear Vair either.
Of course you can't. You two restored him and went your separate ways months ago. Are you feeling well? You seem to be acting a bit off. Anyhow, have you decided where you're going next?
I'm still trying to figure out where I am right now. That's all right, you have to help me. Ah! Come on. This is... Oh no.
Katra, it's over. You are all right. Can you hear me?
Fire?
At last. I was shouting for you during that whole vision, but you could not hear me. No matter what I said, you seemed to think I was gone.
You weren't?
No, nor was any of that real, I don't think.
But it hurts. I can still feel their claws and teeth.
You are unharmed, and you are safe. Or, well, as safe as anyone could be while alone in the Underdark. Still, I think that the pain will fade as your mind reorients to reality.
Fire, what in the world happened? I don't understand. There was so much, and it was real, but you're saying it wasn't, and I'm alive, and we're still in the cave, but...
It was a hallucination, an illusion. I believe that those spores we inhaled earlier might have caused us to see things that were not there. They've worn off now.
Why did I see what I did? I'm still so confused.
I believe that you saw what some part of you has been dwelling on, even if you did not realize it. What your life has become or could be.
But why did I think I was dying?
You know how much danger you have faced. You know that death is a close companion when you adventure. On some level, you must understand that most adventurers, they do not die in their beds. You can only tempt fate and test your luck so many times before the worst eventually happens.
I was trying not to think about that. I'm doing this because I have to.
But what about when we have completed our mission? What will you do then? Continue to adventure? Return to your quiet life with your family?
I don't know. I haven't thought much about it that far ahead. It's just... I know doing this sort of work is risky, but... after everything I've seen and done, would my old life be enough? But that pain... Does every adventurer... Does that happen to all of them?
No, but it is not uncommon. Accidents, traps, bandits. There are many dangers. Things that would not likely factor into the daily life of a village carpenter. There is something to be said for a quiet life, and it is what most people want for themselves.
Yeah.
Will you be okay?
I think so. I'm just a bit shaken, I think. It was a lot.
If you are safe to travel, we should probably return to Fengir then. It would be wiser to rest and recover in Mithril Hall rather than down here.
Right.
Welcome back. Do you have the ingredient I asked for?
Yeah, it's here.
Wonderful! And a good one, too. You've an eye for this. I knew you were the right person to send down there. Do you have any problems?
No, not really.
Well then, if I ever need something like this again, I'll know who to ask for. Here's your reward. Thank you again.
Katra, I know that what you experienced in the Mushroom Forest was overwhelming. I may not be the best at this, but if you should ever want to talk about it, I will listen.
Okay, I'll think about it. Thanks, Fire.
Well done. More cards for the deck. You're almost there. If you're ready to continue, speak with the man with the cart. Or you can continue exploring here or anywhere else you've been so far.
Oh, hello again. I'm sorry for how we parted last time. My sister's betrayal affected me more than I would have expected, I suppose.
Katra, what can I do for you?
Can you tell me what happened with someone named Björnig?
His sister asked you to investigate this, didn't she?
And if she did?
Then she doesn't know when to quit or let things lie. She's been hounding me about this on and off ever since the incident. However, it is better for her if she lets it drop. And you should too, for her sake.
Actually, we went looking for him. We found his body, a note he left, and, well, he had a box full of stuff about summoning fiends and other creatures from the lower planes.
So that's what was in the box he took with him.
He wrote that you betrayed him, but after finding all of that, we wanted to hear your side of things.
Fine. But you should not tell Brindale or anyone else the truth of it, in my opinion. Björnig wanted to be the king's next advisor, and felt he needed to prove himself by doing something significant for the city. I will say in his defense that his heart was in the right place. He was just obsessive.
What exactly do you mean by that?
He had heard enough stories about the Drow in Menzoberranzan using demons as shock troops and thought that we could do the same. He proposed creating summoning circles at key positions around the city so that we could call upon those monstrosities if the need arose. He needed my help and approval, and I refused him. It was simply too dangerous. I thought he would move on to another project, but I then caught him practicing and summoning a demon on his own in the castle. It was a small thing, and I killed it before it could get loose, but that was the last straw. I tried to lock him in that room so I could get soldiers to take him away quietly, but he escaped and we had to chase him. I managed to put a crossbow bolt in his shoulder thinking it would slow him down, but we still lost him. We searched, but he managed to cover his trail.
Anything else?
I never told my soldiers why he was being arrested. The only other people who know are the king, his advisor, Fengir, and, well, now you. I wanted his reputation and memory to stay intact. He had done good work for Mithril Hall, and I did not want his mistakes to ruin his sister's reputation. Still, it seems the rumour mill is making life harder for her anyhow.
Okay, I think I've heard enough. Or at least enough to tell Brindle.
Would you reconsider?
Why would you want to hide all of this from her, though? How does that help?
It preserves her memory of him. She loved her brother, nearly worshipped him. To be honest, I am relieved he's dead. It would have been much worse had he come back and tried to continue his project. His disappearance makes it easier for Brindale to remember him fondly, rather than as the demon-obsessed fool who nearly brought disaster to our home. Knowing all of that, what will you do?
I'm going to tell her that I found his remains, at least. As for the rest, I don't know. Doesn't she deserve the truth?
Aye, but the truth does her nae good. It would just hurt her for no purpose. I'm not going to silence you, but consider that when you speak with her.
Right. I should go see her now. Thank you for helping.
Katra, before you speak with Brindel, I wanted to say that Tordek had a point. The truth does her no good and will only bring her pain. However, I think that she ought to know what happened, if only so that she does not resent Tordek so much. Either way, it is your choice.
So, have you learned anything yet? Yeah. I'm sorry, Brindle, but your brother is dead. I found his body down in the Underdark with a note he wrote as his dying words. You're not messing with me. Tordek didn't pay you off to say that? No, he didn't. Well, did you at least find out how it happened? Tordek didn't want you to find out, but your brother wasn't chased out. He left on his own. He found a dangerous artifact, and he and the king were worried that if the wrong people found out about it, that they would try to steal it and use it to hurt Mithril Hall's people. Your brother took it out of the city to hide it deep in the Underdark. And Tordek told him to do it? No, he volunteered. Tordek offered, but your brother said that if Tordek left, it would look suspicious, and, well, he was right. People would have asked questions. Then, if he died, where is this artifact? I don't know. He managed to hide it before the end. I'm sorry, Brindle. Your brother died a hero. Then, all this time, Thank you for telling me the truth, young one. I will always miss my brother, but this... it sets my heart at ease. At least a little. Here, you've earned this. Go in peace, and with my thanks. I won't forget this.
A magical card mixed in with the coins. Did she mean to put this in here? Well, it's ours now.
Sorry, just really missing my brother. Sorry, just really missing my brother.